Hey, what's going on, guys? Rorschach here, just bringing you guys a quick video. I had a really pleasant surprise yesterday. I got a notification that a new Game of Thrones teaser dropped, and I pulled up the trailer. And as soon as I began to watch it, before I even saw the Game of Thrones part, we saw our first real footage at HBO's Watchmen. And I had mixed feelings about this upcoming Watchmen project, just because they said they were definitely going to change things up from the books, because the books does have the book has a very accurate movie representation, no matter how you feel about Zack Snyder's directing style. But after this recent trailer, I am very hyped for it, and that's we'll get to that here in a minute. But at our first photo here, we have a woman coming up to two cops with yellow masks on, approaching a large house or even a mansion of some kind. I've seen some people speculate that this is Silk Spectre, but there's no real telling, and it's kind of really hard to tell what's going on. I think the biggest thing to take from something like this is that we're not getting a page-by-page representation of what the Watchmen graphic novel was, just because these cops are wearing masks, and I think this will be a more representation of vigilantism versus cops versus the novel's more representation of the God figure with Dr. Manhattan. On our next photo here, we have two masked figures, one with a red ski mask over his face and one with a gold mask. There's not too much to tell from this photo, other than it's just more probably vigilantes in here. I don't really think there are any Minutemen or even Watchmen. In our third photo here, we have presumably a sheriff or a warden of some sorts in what looks like to be a prison, surrounded by cops here. Something big to take is that in Watchmen, the novel, is that Rorschach gets locked up in prison after he's unmasked. And we're going to talk about Rorschach here in a second, because on our next slide here, we have Jeremy Irons as apparently Ozymandias, from what people are saying. And for those not familiar with it, Ozymandias in the graphic novel is in his 30s, what it seems like, and Jeremy Irons is obviously an older actor. So this does lead to some speculation that this is possibly taking place, the events after Watchmen. We're going to talk about that here in a minute, though. We don't see him in costume, we just see him talking, however, so it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with this. And the big one, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first look at Rorschach in this, and I honestly was so shocked to see this, and this made me so happy. For those that don't know, Rorschach's my favorite superhero of all time, hint my name, and I didn't think he was going to be in the series from the way they were describing it. But we have our first look here at Rorschach, and based off the photo here, I have three possible theories for what this show is going to be. First off, this could just be Walter Kovacs, the Rorschach we know from the graphic novel, and this just could be a different look for him. They probably just may be wanting to go with a different look, if that's possible. Something to notice here is the eye holes. The character in the book and the movie does not have eye holes. This could just be a different look. For the second possible theory, this could be a young Walter Kovacs testing out a prototype mask with eye holes, and then later on having the mask with no eye holes. And the third possibility is that this is someone taking up the Rorschach mantle. Because, and this is a big theory here lately, because for those that keep up with the comics, Doomsday Clock is currently being published, which has Rorschach 2.0. Though something I do want to point out, and this is comic book spoilers for the current Doomsday Clock issue run, in that we see that Rorschach 2.0 is actually black, and he is the son of Rorschach's therapist after reading Rorschach's journal. It's kind of hard to tell because this is a dark image, but it does appear that this masked figure is white, appearing from his eye holes there, but it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure he's white in this photo. So this could just be a completely new character, possibly, but there is the possibility that all this event from this photo and the picture of Ozymandias is that this is going to be taking place after the events of Watchmen. But that's going to be really interesting to see, just because I don't see how you can make a show based that takes place after the entirety of such a big story in a graphic novel and not tell the viewers about what's going on. I don't really see how they can make a TV show about the aftermath of Watchmen. It's like if Game of Thrones started its series at season 4 without having these big parts of the story here. So that's just some interesting things taking into play here. Hopefully we'll get some more stuff to break down in the future. I promise to get some more movie stuff out. I usually don't talk about TV shows, but I am just absolutely hyped right now for this upcoming Watchmen show that we're going to get this year. As usual, I am Dr. Rorschach. Thank you for watching. Tell me what you think down in the comments below, and have a great day.